Okay, that right there is so relatable, and I completely get it. When you're in the thick of any challenge, especially something like fertility treatment with the ultrasounds, the shots, the waiting, it is really easy to feel like your personality, your entire life is on pause. I've been there at various points in my life. I wasn't exactly hot or funny when I was in the trenches of writing my book and meeting deadlines and running on cortisol and caffeine. When it's come to any challenge in my life, I've always learned to compartmentalize, and that's okay. Sometimes that's a form of survival. But here's what I've learned as both a patient and a doctor. Fertility is not a sprint to the finish line. It's definitely a marathon for a lot of people with detours and setbacks and not always a clear roadmap. And that is why it's so important to take the time and energy to not lose yourself along the way. And putting energy and effort into your resilience is a very worthwhile investment. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to put your spark on the shelf for a bit, but don't forget to come back for it. Not every second needs to be filled with joy, but you want to find small sparks of joy, even in the hardest parts. This can help you protect your mental health in very powerful ways. You want to still go to dinner and see the friends that make you feel whole. Watch something stupid and funny. Turn off your brain. Let yourself laugh. It doesn't mean that you're not taking the challenge seriously. It means that you're finding ways to stay you. In the Lucky Egg book, I made sure that every chapter ends on a mental health note because mental health isn't one size fits all. And what one person needs after experiencing a pregnancy loss is very different than the mental health needs for someone who, say, is dealing with diminished ovarian reserve and low response or canceled cycles. I also created this mental health toolkit, which is a dedicated section at the end of the book with real strategies backed by actual therapists and mental health experts, many of whom have collaborated in the care of my patients. And they have taught me so much. I've learned so much from just watching my patients and understanding what really factors into being resilient and being able to get to the finish line. And I put in very practical advice on how to get support, whether that be finding a good therapist or group support, how to reconnect with your body, not as being the problem that needs to be fixed, but as something that should be nurtured, how to practice self-care and avoid triggering conversations, people, and situations, how to best connect with your partner because everyone reacts differently to this type of stress, and really just doing things that make you feel alive again, even before the outcome. It might sound obvious and like something that doesn't need to be included in a fertility guidebook, but I actually think that this for too long has been left out of the conversation. So yes, we will all be hot and funny again, but let's not wait until we overcome a challenge to make an effort to start feeling like ourselves. We all deserve to feel that spark, whether it be before, during a challenge, or even after this chapter of life.